So, let's get over to something completely different. So, Richard, we have something exciting in front of us. We have two different 2007s from Champagne House Bollinger. What would we expect before tasting it?
I mean, it's 007 vintage, so of course it must be something great. Now, put the joke aside, I would say this is not one of my highest expected vintages, since I'm not such a big fan of 07 in general. But on the other hand, I know that Bollinger at this time made a lot of investment to even improve their very high quality. So I still have some expectations.
Quite great little intro there, I think. So, well, fire away. Yeah. So we start with the Grande, Année, Rosé 2007.
Exactly, the first one. Beautiful nose. Well, my first reaction is actually that it's the most surprising vintage ever in terms of quality. Because, as I said, I'm not a big fan of the vintage in general. But I think this one is the best one for a long time. And the most classic, it reminds me of the white vintages of Grande Année in the 80s. More of the mushrooms, more weight, a little bit more burgundy-like, a little bit more old-fashioned. Not so much this peach skin note, which is always have been a little bit more evident since the mid-90s. And more direct Pinot Noir, more stylish in that style. And I think also that the great vineyard of Coton Enfant, which is the part of the red wine that is blended, that probably will be a fantastic white champagne, just as a Blanc Noir. I think here you can really sense the typicity of Hailly and the red wine, but beautifully integrated with a lot of mushrooms from the woods, a lot of strong, soft strawberry notes, and even caramel and leather and hazelnut. Beautiful, sensational.
I really love what you're saying about getting back to the classic notes. As you say, we sense something in the late 90s with that peachy, lighter style rather than the hazelnut and the red appliness.
Yeah.
I'm really excited as well, especially as soon as you dip your nose into it, you sense, Bollinger classic.
Yeah, and
you wouldn't imagine that, as you say, on the 07, theoretically, when we talk about the 07.
And it's not so red. I mean, it's not so much rosé in style. If you close your eyes, it could have been a very full-bodied, strong Pinot Noir-based white Bollinger.
Cool. Yeah. Where do we put it point-wise?
I think it's beautiful. I think I'm going up to 95 points on my quite tough scale.
And for the potential?
That's the potential. I would say 94 today and 95 when it's ready, yeah.
There we go.
That was a start.
And now over to something completely different. So again, over to something completely different. World premiere for us for the 2007 Vieilles Vignes Françaises from Bollinger. Well, again, what can we expect of this, limited edition? We're talking about 3,000 bottles ever produced.
Yeah.
And here is one of them.
Since 05, 06, and this is the 07, I'm very excited and I'm very convinced that the Boussy vineyard, that was one of the 3 vineyards included in this Pré-Phylloxera wine, which is not anymore inside the wine. Today it's only 2 plots of pure Hailly. For me, that is, for the quality of the wine, that is great. Because I think the greatness of this style is Hailly. It should be that. And always when you have a great vintage of VVF, as we call it, that is really dominating the blend. And now it's getting more and more concentrated. And I love the 05, which in general, I don't think that's an exciting vintage, but it was really beautiful. It was a zero dosage, and here we have 8 grams of sugar. So let's see what will happen on this 007 again. This is always a very big moment, tasting it. One of the rarest and most beautiful champagnes there is. I tell you, folks, it's really so as concentrated, and also aroma-wise, it's very aromatically wise. It's very similar to a Beerenauslese or something like that from Rheingau.
Which sounds crazy.
It sounds crazy. It's not that sweet, but still you have the petrolly notes, the very much honey and honeysuckle rose, and also some sweet lemony notes, which is normally not what you find in this wine. Of course, it's even stronger with all the leather, all the typicity of the mushrooms, the black truffles is
Those
quite
dense
evident.
flavors.
Very
yeah.
dark. Olive oil. It's so thick and so pure at the same time. Tar. Wow.
Yeah, the tobacco notes, the tarriness,
Yeah.
the under vegetation of a forest, all those really dense, beautiful aromas are there.
A lot of similarities. You can see the vintage vinification and also the very highly concentrated pure Ailly fruit, which I think is tremendous.
If you go back in your memory, can you remember a similar vintage for the Vieilles Vignes Françaises at the same stage? Style-wise?
Yeah. I think we need to go back quite far. Since we have 8 grams of sugar, it's not at all similar to the 05, which was this new Ailly, but it's slightly similar to the 06, but more rounded, sweeter, more concentrated, more like an essence, and extremely drinkable from the start. And I think you can age this for ages, but still it's beautiful as it is. And I would say it's quite similar to the 89 and 90 when they were released.
Wow, 2 really classic ones. So we are
Yeah.
talking about here 2 legends.
But what happened with them was that they went down into a little bit bad stage for a long time, and they recovered after 5-6 years again. And I think this one will probably dip a little bit in 1 or 2 years, but not as deep as those did. And I think it will recover and it will stay for a long time, about the same.
Wow. So, damn delicious.
Damn delicious.
And,
007.
007. And point-wise, we are on a quite high notes here.
It's very tricky to say exactly where we finally will get, but I think we are, I would say this is a 98, and it's 97 points from the start.
Wow.
Wow.
Legend status.
Excellent.
Cheers.
Excellent. Cheers.